As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down, down in the river to pray, down in the river to pray. I heard the story like this. Once there was a common language. Every blooded creature knew the same name for the moon. What they did with this language was listen. To the crickets, the stag, gilled and scaled creatures, to each other, to curiosity. Then they began building a tower to God. And as they reached past the mountains, they were struck down by a holy fist of the unseen, falling for years from the window, from the roof. Back on the desert floor in the tundra, they no longer knew the name for hunger, for lightning, for each other. This was the consequence of disobedience. By disobedience, I mean desire. By desire, I mean wanting to hold up a mirror to God. The tower they built broke itself back into brick. The bricks fell as the people had fallen, until all that was left was silence. What I mean is this. Once I was a girl trying to start a fire with a magnifying glass. I knew the names of things. Then my body began towering itself towards God. I became an archway, a hinge, a doorway. I became a public institution. There was no language in this architecture, only the swinging of the door, the key in the lock, and my mother's warning, rocks thrown deep in the river. So I built myself an anvil, a wrecking ball, a basement. I cowered and ran, played dead in the river where my mother's stones rested. What I had was a name, given to me by an aunt whose kidneys were failing. With this, I tried to fashion a deed to the house of my body. All the windows were open, the doors unlocked. In the living room, a girl with a glass pipe in her mouth. In the bedroom, something I couldn't unsee. So I took the scarves from the mirrors until the walls flooded with light. I wrote my name in ash, in water, in sound, until it sounded clean, until it could be used like a fish hook, like a grappling iron, like cash. Ahead, I could see what had been taken from me. I believed it would be given back when I was no longer wanted. In the future, the blade of a canoe, the old leather of my mouth. Inside it, the names I lost, sexing themselves like moss, like single cells, like heather. I would start a fire again. I would know the names again. What I mean is this. It is not innocence we lose, but language. By language, I mean power. By power, I mean the ability to wield it. I mean, we sat in 7th grade with our hands folded in our laps because the teacher refused to ask the right question, because the teacher looked at us wrong. When the tower fell, they say we were scattered across the earth, each in our cups of weed or water. We could not reach out to each other, and so we drew lines. Mimicked with our body what the world said as it bled red, as it rose and fell. And before this fluency returned, there were some terrifying years where we lived with our bodies like church bells, rung at every hour. Not everyone survived it. The summer the garbage men went on strike. The summer the Pope stood on the dais of the Canadian National Exhibition, flocked by 6,000 teenagers, all the city went dark. There was a pool with a fence you could climb in heels, and we took off skirts, let men hold us to the blue bottom until the sirens, the tickets, the game at a rich friend's cottage, in a black lake to circle, chug, and dunk until the bottle came back, then chug and dunk again. Close to a drowning, the game at home, how often you were sent away. Every Zoe on every couch as the moms tried to forgive themselves. Chug and dunk in the bathtub, red. None of us are mothers now. All that time swimming, so many gays, and how deftly the girls knelt with a razor blade and a mirror, kissing their own bright skin. The night the city went dark and every popsicle melted, while downtown the world youth began singing, wishing there was a river nearby. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down, down in the river to pray. Not everyone survived it. Catherine, last night you stood ankle deep in water, pushed your bangs out of your eyes and smiled. And I knew it was a dream because what I felt was peace. The river still moves to the ocean no matter how many hands have tried to pull it back. To reach deep in the green and feel you there, reaching back. 14 days and the only language we can give you is missing. Your wallet and phone left in your apartment. Your purse on the bank by the river, miles from home. Maybe you went down to the river to pray. By pray, I mean surrender. By surrender, I mean what I have no right to say. Years since I've seen you, and even then, what was it we shared, this cold voice asks. Fondness. It's enough. It's always been enough. I have spent so many years underwater, tethering myself with a braid of words to a shore I can't see, and the truth is, I don't always know if I'll make it. Some days language is enough. Last night you stood in my dream in an old denim jacket and you looked like you were going on vacation. That wry smile, your white teeth. What right does my mind have to a goodbye? Still, the gift was given. Today I managed to listen to you sing for 13 seconds. Here and there the sun is made of everything I have left behind, a life, and hanging what I have seen, stretching out across from the end of the pine. Oh Lord, they'll come running in from the other side. I wrote your name and erased it. I wrote your name and erased it. Is it too much? Is it selfish to do this? Every word I have ever written was an act of reconciliation. I lose myself, I find myself ad infinitum. In the dark there is language, as in the light. I want to give a word to the river. I want to find the language that belongs to the water pressing towards the sea. But some things are irreconcilable. Some things live outside language. In every photograph, you hold an instrument, your lips parted as if mid-speech. Here and there, the sun is made of everything. I have left behind a life. What does it take for a woman to survive the winter of herself? In a world where our shared language is violence. I do not know if this is the right question, but it is my question. Someone said you had been swimming in the river recently. Some days art is enough. Some days it isn't. Maybe you went down to the river to pray. By pray, I mean press yourself so close to the wild that there isn't a skin you own, that there isn't a body you have to answer for. I have prayed that way before. Each time the note folded itself into an origami crane, I could not look away from the beauty. I came back to the cliff of myself. I have lived to write, and I have lived because I write, and I have lived. It's spring now, and your voice cranes from a satellite back to this earth where we are bound up in our own dumb luck, and you are still missing. Finding your words as we lose you, hoping you will be found again. Oh, sisters, let's go down. Let's go down. Come on down. Thank you.